What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the recap here on what we're trading. And it was Tesla for me personally. Reason why I was trading Tesla today, it was the number one mover on my options list. In my options universe, this was the number one mover. So I wanted to take this thing for a ride. It was setting up nice and long. I never care what this thing is doing long term. You know, whatever the top mover is in my options universe, news or no news, I prefer news, but news or no news, I'm always going to hit it as long as I'm given the same technical setup. And with Tesla specifically today, there was some news related to orders, and it looks like the market obviously responded to it positively. And so I was watching this on the 5 and 15-minute chart, and then I was executing on the 2. And essentially, it's very, very simple. Positive news. You can see that pre-market, Tesla stepped right off of that 20-day simple moving average while placed above the 200. We had this bottoming tail that touched the 20 right through here, and I don't know if I called this the 200, but it was above the 200, stepped away from the 20, pulled back, had a bottoming tail off of the 20, took out the pre-market high, and that's where I decided to get in. 2-minute chart is how I executed on this, and again, very, very simple play. This is more or less the only strategy that I'm hitting on options. And same thing, layered approach, 200-day price action, caught some air, hugged that 20, and then right through here, bang, right off of the top, set that candle right through here, and the high was taken out, so was the pre-market high. And then that thing just started to run, and it did a pretty solid 4-bar positive print, lost some steam up through here, was out of the trade. These 445.5 calls that were expiring today were being bought at 490, and these things ended up bidding at 730, where I liquidated this position. So that was the Tesla play, and not too shabby. Shout out to Liuv, who's in the J. Lewis trading community, and he actually did exponentially better on Tesla than I did. I want to pat myself on the back and say big ups on the 49% rep, but shout out to Louise, who bagged 125% rep on Tesla, and I don't know if he was long or short and how he played it, but he did better on this than I did, and I love hearing that. Yuma was another stock that we were watching that was all energy related today. Had this massive run up pre-market, sort of consolidated and started to step down. There were a few people that were trading this that got caught on this, and so I wanted to review this very, very quickly. And one of the things that I urge people to do with lower float stocks, and some people will disagree with this, but when the markets are volatile and price action is volatile on some of these lower float stocks, there's a lot of value if you have the patience and resolve to hang out on the 15-minute chart and wait to see what happens with that first 15-minute bar. You can see the price action rally caught a lot of air off of that 20, pulled back, and then it had this this little pin bar rejection play right off of the 20-day simple moving average, set this high at 510, but then consolidated sideways and could not move further. It held the 20, but then it started to step down, and right through here, price action sold off. If you were looking at that on a 5-minute chart, it wouldn't be too much different, but you'd be playing this a little bit more closely. You see that your 5-minute bar is sort of the same thing. It sets, and then nothing prints to the upside after that. You just get, you can see these topping tails, one after another. You get another one through here, and price action just couldn't push. And then it was, stuff like this, when you get these little topping tails below the 20-day simple moving average. For me, if price action is going to take out a support level below the 20 and it's above the 200, not that this is something that I would generally take, this is a relatively decent setup to get short because price action will break down and can potentially reach a 200-day simple moving average support level. Now, for anybody that is in chat, in the J. Lewis Trading alumni chat room, go back to this stock, or go back to the timestamp, I should say, at roughly about 11 o'clock, 11:30 a.m., and you will see that I'm talking about certain levels being held. I believe it was actually maybe this level, 485 or 470. I was saying that if 470 pops, it could run up to about 510, which was the high of the cash market high, and that could be a profit target. But if it lets go and breaks down, 450 could be the level where price action dumps, and if it does, it could get caught up all the way into the high threes, and you can see that it actually leveled out and then at 360 and then closed in the high threes, low fours. So that was all more or less broadly called out, and that's all timestamped in our chat room. So if you're in chat, go and have a look at that, and you'll see that I called that out. And I was talking to T-Money and Steve on this one. So if you guys are in chat, check that out. But we did sort of shot call this tick by tick as it was breaking down. And that's really all that we had on the go today. There were a couple other traders in our room that did exceptionally well on other stocks that I didn't even talk about pre-market. They just went out, found their own stuff, and started hammering the market. So salute and shout out to you guys. You all did very, very well today. And that is the market recap for Friday. We had back-to-back short weeks, so I'm very excited to get out into Monday and get a proper trading week. Give me those 5 sessions, y'all. I want that. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, Julian at jtrading.com.